Hello everybody, this is Iced Blood, welcome back to our weekend Let's Play. Let us return to A Realm Reborn. I could go with the entire title, but it's a bit of a mouthful, and yeah, anyway. Last video, we created our character, we got through the introduction, and pretty much laid the groundwork for the rest of the game. So, today we're going to start that rest of the game. We're going to get actually into some of the questing and the introductory content that kind of introduces us not only to the city that we're in, but also some of the systems involved. So, there he is. Hello, Elion. Shall we go? Alrighty. So, this is not going to involve any combat, unfortunately, and I'll get into why later on in the video. For now, though, we're back in the Quicksand, and Momodi has a quest for us. So let's see what we're to do. Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Alright, sounds simple enough. Let's see what she's got. Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform so as to help you get to know the place. Makes sense, we've never been here before. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetherite Plaza. To get there, head west from here until you reach Emerald Avenue. Then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an Aetherite. If it weren't for Aetherites, traveling around Eorzea would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune with them before you can use them, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned with an Aetherite before, Elion? If not, just lay your hand on the thing, and you'll see what I mean. Alright, fair enough. We'll do that. That's number 1. What's next? When you've done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Thaumaturge's Guild, over at Arzaneth Ossuary. Assuming that scepter ain't just for show, you might consider training there. Well, yeah. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, over on the steps of Thal. Goods from all across Eorzea and beyond turn up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that everything's for sale here in Ul'dah, as long as you've got the gil. That's our currency. Just make sure you don't pay more than you ought, Elion. There's plenty as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out for their best interests. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Cesaroga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short then, too long didn't read, visit the Aetherite Plaza, the Thaumaturge's Guild, and the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. While there are more than a few unsavory characters out there who'll try to take advantage of you, there are also some with honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured to this city by the promise of wealth and power. What many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after gil the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. And that's all from me. It's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you're finished, will you? That way I won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small clothes without a guild to your name. Well, all my clothes are small. Anyway, I don't think that's what she meant. Alright, quest accepted. We are now in the main game. We have started the main scenario. And it's going to be a lot of the storyline that we're going to be dealing with. A lot of the overarching plots and stuff like that. It's going to be focused on this main scenario. Yeah, more and more tutorials that don't really matter. Alright, let us get started. Now, I said that there's no combat in this section. And I'm actually, the reason that I decided to do that was because I'm using my satellite internet for this first few videos, because that's the main time when it really starts to suffer. And here's your first example that I'm dealing with satellite internet. The latency's pretty high because there's supposed to be a delivery Moogle right here. Hey, there he is. Magic of editing. Greetings, tall one. I am a delivery Moogle. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Moogles are supposed to hide in trees and avoid contact with outsiders. Why ever would they agree to carry about letters? Why, indeed. If I had my way, I'd be curled up under the canopy of a nice oak, dreaming about some beautiful mooglet with a rainbow-colored pom-pom. Alright, sure. But no, the moon had to go and drop from the sky, causing all that terrible commotion. Aetherites were scattered, and link pearls rendered useless. For moons, the poor wingless people of Eorzea had no way of communicating with each other, beyond screaming at the top of their lungs, which no one, okay, come on. Hurry up. Which no one really approved of. There we go. Sorry, post-commentary, I've got a guess here. That is, until the little horned ones asked us to assist them by delivering messages. At first we were wary of showing ourselves, worried that one of you might catch and skin us, like you do every other forest furry. But once we saw how much we were appreciated, we knew we'd found our new calling. And I personally promise to try and not read any along the way. Alright, fair enough. Look what we have here. 5 new letters have arrived, just for you. Okay. Now, I'm going here because not only did I pre-order the game, which gave me a bit of a reward, I also have veteran rewards. And what those are is kind of bonuses that you get for subscribing to the game for so many times. For the first month, you get one thing, you get like a gift. After 2 months, you get another gift. I think that's what this one is. This is a little pet that we can use. And then 3 months you get another one, and then you get another one after like another 3 months, and it just goes on and on like that. So it's kind of a Square Enix's incentive program to make sure that we keep playing the game, which, you know what, I'm all for. That sounds awesome. The main thing that we want is actually this here, this Moogle cap. Not only is it adorable, slightly ridiculous, what it does is it gives us a bonus to our experience for the first 10 levels. And that's actually something about this game that's very, very interesting. You don't need to have multiple characters like in most MMORPGs to experience new classes. In fact, you can change classes after a certain level. And so, like right now, we're a thaumaturge. We're a mage. If we wanted to change gears and become a tank, gladiator, we could do that. So this Moogle cap is very useful for switching classes, as well as getting us started at the very beginning. And I mean, look at it. Come on. You know it's cute. Come on. Okay. Now, honestly, to be fair, probably wouldn't look very good on anyone but a Lalafell. But anyway, Wyman's got a quest for us, too. He'd like to know what we think of Ul'dah. He's going to give us money just to find out what we think of the city? Alright. So, how you taking to Ul'dah, Elion? Make any new friends in high places yet? Well, when you have the Sultana's ear one day, I hope you won't have forgotten about old Wyman. It's kind of funny, actually. Foreshadowing. Anyway, long as you're here, mayhap you can do me a favor. Take this missive to Josias at the Platinum Mirage. Platinum Mirage, huh? It's just over yonder. The man will even give you some gil for your trouble. If only all work in the city were this easy, huh? Alright. There's a lot of busy work here in the beginning of the game, kind of getting us used to the city and how a lot of the quests will work. You've seen these sorts of quests before. Get 5 of these, deliver this, go talk to this person, stuff like that. It's very simple and kind of tedious a little bit, but it is kind of introducing us to everything, so I guess it's something of a necessary evil. So here's the Aetherite. We gotta attune to it. Alright. I attune to the aetherite. You can kind of see there's a bit of latency. This is, why I don't want to use this for combat. Hail, adventurer! Might you have come at the behest of Miss Melody of the Quicksand? Uh-huh. Excellent. Which brings us to the matter of the attunement fee. That'll be 100,000 gil, if you please, sir. Could we not? Apologies, but I do so relish the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests you're unfamiliar with the use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. Sure, why don't you do that? These crystalline agglomerations tap into ethereal energies, and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Okay. Perchance you've heard of return and teleport? Well, these transportation spells make direct use of the aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. Given that there's an aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realm will wish to seek out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering beyond the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent for you to attune yourself to any aetherites you encounter from now on. I pray you found that informative. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. Well, thank you, Nenebaru. Not sure how that's pronounced. Anyway, return learned. Yay! Basically, what that means is the return spell is kind of like, if you've played Warcraft, it's kind of like the Hearthstone. You can use it every so often to return to this location. So say we're in the middle of the field, we've just finished some quests and we need to get back home. We can use the return spell and we'll end up right here. So that's pretty useful. So that's our first objective down. But now, let's see about that unsigned envelope, shall we? Oh, hold on. There's another quest right there. Let's see what Jajakuta needs. Some of these names, I swear. Okay, let's see. Jajakuta the merchant is visibly perturbed and in need of some assistance. Well, we are most advantageous then. Tell me, what brings you here, friend? Looking for a bit of work, perhaps? Some small job to add a little weight to that coin purse of yours, Maybe. Well, you're in luck. The pugilists have just placed an order with me for several of the leather gloves and harnesses they use for sparring. But the traders are cruel, for I find myself lacking the hides required. Would that I had the pelts of a few snapping shrews. What say you, friend? Care to help a merchant down on his luck? Bring me 5 snapping shrew pelts, and I promise to make it worth your while. You can find the creatures roaming central Thanalin. Alright, anyone who's played an MMO is very familiar with this kind of quest. Kill 5 of these, get 5 of these, come back and I'll make it worth your while. Standard stuff. There's some pretty innovative things that I really like about this game. There are some things that are pretty standard, This genre isn't known too much for its general innovation, to be honest. Alright, so, up here, I think... yes. Arzaneth Ossuary. Alright. Let's see, what, hold on, before we... Alright, we'll talk to the guild receptionist. Welcome to the Thaumaturge's Guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here this day, friend. I see that you harbor arcane ambitions, though your journey's scarcely begun. Well, I guess. Within these hollowed halls, the arts of devastation are taught. Primeval magics with which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you would join our ranks and wield such power, you must needs know of our beginnings. The nation of Ul'dah inherited its traditions from ancient Belladia, a city founded by the descendants of the first mages. The secrets of these illustrious sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Nod Thal, who've passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries of use in the Order's funereal rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged as the art we now know as thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse the corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life, the Dwarmers employed in the preparation of the dead are equally efficacious when applied to the living. It is for this reason that we are feared and respected in equal measure. Thus does our guild thrive, ensconced in the catacombs of Arzaneth Ossuary, a sanctuary devoted to Thal, divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer? If you would plumb the abyssal depths of thaumaturgy, let our learned sages guide your descent. But before you leap into the darkness, you must prove to our Guildmasters that you are possessed of the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon that which waits therein. When you're ready to submit to the judgment of our most eminent mages, say the word. The word. Anyway. Alright. Well, adventurer, would you join our guild, or do you presume to ignore the urgings of impatient destiny? Yeah. I'll reaffirm. A wise decision indeed. To prepare for your initiation, I would have you study the volumes of Fundamental Thaumaturgical Principle, all 108 of them. Or at least I would, if such requirements had not been abolished. Too great a deterrent to fresh novices, they said. I suppose you shall just have to settle for calling upon the collective wisdom of our Guildmasters. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house. Though they all wield supreme authority, it is the eldest who provides a singular voice for the guild when one is required. Master Kokobigo, I believe. Okay then. Let's grab this one too, actually. What does Erasmus need? Erasmus of the Thaumaturgers Guild is preoccupied with his studies, but his brow is furrowed in a way that cries out for help. I am Erasmus of the Order of Nordthal, and I am charged with studying the anatomy of this region's fauna and the environs in which they dwell. For the dark art of our order is death itself, and power over death can come only through knowledge of life. I guess that makes sense. One day I shall publish my findings in a single comprehensive volume, The Many Breaths of Thanalin, but there is much work to be done before that day. Aid me, brother. Bring me 5 bottles of marmot blood, and perhaps I shall name you in a footnote. Marmots are hardy creatures that thrive nigh everywhere. You will most certainly find them just outside the city in western Thanalin, by way of the Gate of the Sultana. Do take care. They can be feisty little critters when threatened. Sure. Alright, so let's go see the Guildmasters. Wait, Guildmaster, he's over there. Whatever. Quest says go here. Ah! What? Oh. False teeth, man. Did your mother never tell you not to startle a thaumaturge? Look at that expectant face, Kokobigo. This gentleman is obviously a new applicant for the guild, seeking audience with our eldest brother. Oh, Prelate Yayake. She can recite the 307 verses of the funerary rites for the virtuous fallen from memory, but the simple task of keeping our names straight seems ever beyond her grasp. Well, I for one find the constant confusion endlessly entertaining. My apologies. Good sir, my merriment was not meant to mock your mistake. It is our sibling, Kokobuki, with whom you should speak. All right. I thought so. What's this? What's this? Great Thal has led to us a new aspirant? What's with the bandages? You okay, dude? Ah, Kokobuki, were you here the entire time? Greetings, child. I am Kokobuki, the eldest, and I would venture to say the wisest, of the 5 masters of the Thaumaturge's Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our would-be initiates with a succinct understanding of our beloved art. Thus I would have your fullest attention. Sure. To wield thaumaturgy is to unleash devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceeds the destructive capability of any other form of arcane manipulation. Fire, lightning, blizzards, somnolence, the thaumaturge calls upon an expansive arsenal of offensive incantations to incapacitate and obliterate all manner of adversaries. Open your mind to our sorcerer's teachings, and you too shall soon hold the unparalleled power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course, such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge head first into the forbidding chasm of thaumaturgy's secrets, for advancement in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trials. I ask you now, aspirant, are you prepared to leap into the abyss in pursuit of power unrivaled? Yeah, look at me. Don't I look prepared? A confident response. Your name, if you will. Very well, Elion. Let us mark your initiation with a trial to test the limits of your aptitude for channeling thaumaturgy. Huge hornets, star marmots, and snapping shrews inhabit this land in abundance. Exercise your sorcerous might, and slay 3 of each of these creatures before returning to my side. Alright. With that, actually, we're going to end it here. Catch you next time.